Hey everybody. There's a bit of a frog caught in my throat. Totally doing a TV up in the car today because something big has just happened, and then that cascaded into lots of little things that I was noticing, and it was all around change. And so I just wanted to have a quick conversation about change with you. So let me just give you a little bit of a heads up. Yes, I am in my car without kids, hence why I can talk to you. So we moved back to our hometown that we were gone for 10 years. So I changed over the number plates today. So we are now officially Victorian. And if you do arrive, say hello and let me know that you're here. So I just changed the number plates, like Nick organised all the admin behind it, and then I just went and did a bit of screw driving, you know, all the fun stuff. And number one, I walked into the Vic Roads where I got my licence 20 years ago and was like, what are all these people? Hey, Caroline. I was like, what is all these people? Like, it was packed in that Vic Roads. And if you are Victorian or from Melbourne, it was the one just off Burwood Highway on Lakeside Drive. Whoa, 10 o'clock, we made an appointment, so it was 10 to 11, crazy packed. And I was like, whoa, this feels so different to the place that I got my license 20 years ago. So there was that. Then it was just the actual act of putting those number plates back on the car. Like, here we are, we're home, you know, right, this is it. Another change, said goodbye to the Queensland number plates. And then I thought, like, this is my old hood around here. So I'm literally in the car park right now of the Glen Waverley RSL, where an ex-boyfriend of mine used to work and a friend of mine used to work. That's where you became an official Victorian as well. You know, it's a hub for a bajillion people that I saw there today. So I am sitting in this car park right now. I am staring at Glen Waverley Station, which is where I used to get off the train. I used to go just 2 stops up to where I went to high school. I drove from the Vic Roads up Springvale Road, and as I did that, I'm just passing landmark after landmark. Some were exactly the same. Some had changed. So when I was driving down the hill, I saw the big police academy on the hill, and was like, whoa, whoa, that's still there. That like reminds me of my childhood. I played netball right near there. And then I'm driving up, went to turn into the Glen, for anyone who is familiar with the area. Bulldozed. Like, bulldozed. It's sort of not there. It's being rebuilt maybe. I've got no idea. If you are from around this area and you know what's going on with the Glen, you can just write it in here and let me know. And then I'm feeling a bit disoriented. I drove past the McDonald's where I worked for 3 years of my life as a teenager. Our old family home, I can't even drive past that because I get a little bit emo. But everything's feeling familiar, but it's so different. This whole area is so different. And it made me think that change is, you know, we've all heard it before, that change is the only constant, right? The only thing that we're guaranteed is that things will always change. But, Rochelle, the Glen is under construction. Who knew? I needed to get a present for my niece. Now I'm going to have to find somewhere else. Sorry, someone just tried to call. So, what then happened was, I was thinking, okay, things change. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with change. But I wonder, but I also resist change. Our brains don't love change all that much. Like, we like things to stay consistent. If things get a bit too crazy, we're like, what? Hang on, what's going on here? And I wanted to share this because, number one, I really want to know how you feel about change. Like, what do big, huge changes bring up for you? What are the feelings behind them? I would love to know because for me, I think of myself, oh, it's gone really dark all of a sudden, I don't know why. I thought I loved change. I love going to new places. Hey, Callie Brown. I love going to new places. I love adventure. I never minded moving. We move house all the time. Love a good clear out, love a good change in that. But it's like, okay, so the area where I grew up completely transformed. How do I actually feel about that? And I'm thinking about this in the context of my small steppers in the membership. And it really became apparent to me that last year, at the end of the year, everyone was sharing stories about, we were sharing our small steps wins. It's something that we actually do every month, that we share things, you know, our small steps wins. But people were looking at it over the year and were like, whoa, I actually can't believe how much it's changed since I started this journey. Or I cannot believe that all those small, tiny little things add up. It's like watching our children grow. If I don't see my kids for a week, I come back and I look at them and I'm like, what? I mean, you're not even fitting into that anymore. How did this happen? And coming back to the place where I grew up after years and seeing buildings knocked down, the McDonald's is unrecognizable to what I worked at, you know, 25 years ago. Probably a good thing. But I just think that we go about creating change in such a balls up way, because when we see those huge changes, or when we feel like huge change is required of us, we resist it like I was about to swear, because our brains aren't wired for that. Like, our brains like consistency. Like, we do, you think about how many times, like your morning routine, you do the same thing every morning. I bet you shower exactly the same way. Yes, I totally agree with you. Change feels like it has more terms. I have like having my comforts amongst the changes. Yes. Callie, yes, what we resist persists, totally. So what I wanted to say was, you know, like tomorrow night I'm holding a live workshop. Sorry, it's a bit embarrassing. Oops, he probably saw my undies because my leg's up. Oopsie. I don't know why I said that out loud. Anyway, I'm running a workshop tomorrow night, and I often sometimes feel like I should be making this more complex or more fancy or something like that. And then I get reminded of this. I get reminded about the human's natural resistance to change. And so when I, you know, like that shopping centre is literally being demolished, I don't want people ever to demolish the building. When you start making small steps changes to the food that you eat as the first thing, you know, and we talk about change in lots of different areas of our life. But there's so many good reasons why, and I'm doing a lot of study about the brain at the moment, why that approach actually works. And I just feel like, you know, tomorrow night, if you haven't registered for the workshop, I can pop the link below. There's thousands, like it's huge. There's going to be so many women arriving, and I hope that they come there live for some cool extra bonuses. But the thing is that when we decide ourselves, often I'm probably talking to a lot of mums right now, that we want to change the food that we eat, that we want to improve things for ourselves, but you know, for our families as well, we come up against resistance. So our family doesn't naturally, they haven't connected to the why. They don't know what the whole point of this is. They just know that things are changing for them and they don't like it. Fair enough. So it's why we do things so in such short bursts. And you know, why we should not demolish the building. We should not demolish the house or the routine that we've got, or all of the family meals. Like, we can't go vegetarian if that's your new jam and then expect everybody else to come along with us. It's why I always talk about small steps. It's why we have to be talking about lifestyle change within the context that we're currently in. And so obviously I feel very passionately about this, and you can probably hear that in my voice. And I am like burning up in this car, so because I don't have the air conditioning on because it was going to ruin the sound, so I'm gonna have to go or else I'm gonna faint here, and that's not very good. I I wanted to share that. I want to know how you feel about change. I want to know, like, change excites me. There's a lot about change that I just love. I'm like, yep, throw it up. I don't care. Let's throw it to